Hello again, everyone. How you doing? Cool to be here once again. Fixing my chair, taking a swig of drink. I'm about to talk about something kind of cool. First of all, let's get into this. The 9/8 Bagley signed 361 Spider-Man, First Carnage. I gotta stop doing that thing. I did that a few times in my last video, and I was like, what am I doing? Anyway, let's talk about what we're here to talk about. You see, a young cool Willie B went to a comic convention back in the early 1992, and I met the man who forever changed the look of Spider-Man and got him to sign this. There it is. That's a beautiful signature right there. Check that out. It's Amazing Spider-Man number 39, written by Stan Lee, pencils by John Romita Sr., inks by Mike Esposito, and published by Marvel Comics in August of 1966. And up through issue number 38, Spider-Man had been drawn and co-plotted by Steve Ditko. But by mid-66, Ditko leaves Marvel abruptly. The reasons as to why aren't clear, but have been debated as to credit disputes or creative disagreements with Stan, according to Marvel Comics' The Untold Story by Sean Howe. Either way, issue 38 is Ditko's final issue. If you flip from issue 38, Ditko, straight into 39, it's not a subtle shift. Enter John Romita Sr., and Spider-Man immediately looks different. Ditko's Peter Parker was a skinny, awkward teenager, angular and wiry. Romita's Peter Parker shows up, and he's handsome. The faces are smoother. His shoulders are broader. The anatomy is cleaner. His Spidey that is athletic and more expressive body language. The webs look cleaner. They're thicker, drawn more realistically. Heroic and nerdy Pete suddenly has romantic lead energy. Romita was originally hired to draw romance comics, so it makes sense that his character would be drawn that way. And Mary Jane Watson, soon to debut properly, becomes iconic under Romita. And that's significant because Spider-Man becomes more emotional, more of a soap opera, more human drama. This issue marks the beginning of that transformation. Now in this issue, the Green Goblin returns and he's looking to take out Spidey, as usual, so he comes up with a plan. He lures Spidey into what looks like a crime by a bunch of thugs who hit him with something that knocks his Spidey senses out. It's effective, because Peter already has a cold to begin with. The Green Goblin, lurking around, is able to witness his costume change, and he follows him, uses a listening device, and he hears his name spoken aloud. He follows him home and attacks him outside his house, because that's just the kind of jerk the Green Goblin is. Earlier, Pete was suffering already from a cold. He met with his doctor for cold meds, but his doctor only manages to inflame his already deep fear for his Aunt May's health. So he's not supposed to cause her any worries. Yeah, no problem. Then the Goblin attacks him right outside her window in his civilian clothes. And that won't cause an old lady a heart attack or anything, would it? Luckily, gas bombs, etc., Pete gets through it. But he's caught like on the cover and flown to the Goblin's hideout where the Goblin spills the beans and his plans like most villains. And then the big reveal. He's actually Harry's father.
No, Harry, I am your father.
This issue ends on that cliffhanger. So this starts the Goblin identity arc and is the beginning of Spider-Man's Silver Age peak era. Under Romita, the book sales reportedly increased significantly. Spider-Man shifts from quirky cult hit to Marvel flagship character. Ditko's Spider-Man felt neurotic. Romita's feels aspirational. There's more polish, more glamour, more emotional clarity. The villains feel grander. The stakes feel cinematic. This is where Spider-Man becomes mainstream cool. Though it looks as though Romita was trying to mimic Ditko's style in the very opening pages, Romita's panel layouts open up throughout the book. Eventually, his style becomes less claustrophobic than Ditko's grids, even as early as this, his first issue on art. He uses strong diagonals, clear focal points, and clean silhouettes. And the point is, the book breathes. It reads faster and it feels modern. This accessibility helps Spider-Man transition from quirky to cornerstone and into the character he became. Neither style is better, but Romita's style turned out to be more commercially scalable. This is where Spider-Man becomes merchandise ready. Nearly all of 70s merchandise, posters, lunchboxes, newspapers, strips, cartoon adaptations, sorry, I stumble. I ain't gonna edit everything. He set the standard. I know. I was there. Maybe not for this one, but for later ones in the 70s. So Romita's version becomes the template. This issue represents Marvel stabilizing after Ditko's departure. Losing a co-creator on your hottest book could have been catastrophic, but instead the brand changes and grows. That tells you Spider-Man was a bigger character than any one creator by 1966. It's a turning point in comic history, and I met the man who redefined Spider-Man's face and look and style for the decades into the future. I had him sign this baby for me. His version influenced even his own son, John Romita Sr., who went on to draw him even later, and wind up drawing him even more than his father. That's crazy. And guess what? When I met Senior, I met Junior too. I had him sign a bunch of things as well. A little JR right there. Oh, look, what do we got there? Oh, John Romita himself signed that too. How do you like that? They were great. That was such a fantastic day. And because I met Romita, this episode is a little less about industry history and more about gratitude for the artists who defined a generation. Can't knock an old guy for being too sentimental, can you? Okay, that's enough for now. Thanks for watching. Go do something good. Like, subscribe, comment if you want. I'll catch you next time. Stay cool, y'all.